Hello, I'm Dan,
And I'm Can.
and this is the Dan and Can Show. Welcome back, folks. 2 weeks roughly away from Christmas. Yes,
Are we?
15 days. So we're celebrating getting festive. Are you feeling it, Can? Are you feeling it?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know. Am I supposed to?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, you are.
Sure.
You are.
Then
You're
I
not in the
am.
mood yet? Getting ready for all the family festivities and fastidious
I love the time
activities.
together. Yes, I love the time just being all together. That's my favorite. And the little traditions that we have as a family. Especially since I didn't have very many of those traditions. I had some that were fun that I really liked from my family.
Yeah. You had a couple.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about them. Maybe we'll talk about them next week.
I think we've already talked about them enough.
We have, but we can always revisit for a new guest. But let's play a little get to know you segment so you can get to know a little bit more about me and Can. Are you ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Are you playing more games on your phone?
No, I'm not. I'm just something's loading. I apologize. But I'm paying attention.
Okay, that's all we can ask for. So,
yeah,
a little get to know you game. Candy, one of your favorite things you love to do around this time of year, the day after Thanksgiving, all the way up until Christmas and through Christmas, is watch Christmas movies. Am I right?
Yeah, but I think you think I still like certain ones. I'm a little more particular about Christmas movies that I like. Well, I like really funny ones.
Oh, that's good because that's
I like them to have. Okay.
Right into our game.
Okay.
Our first question is, what is your favorite? I don't know. Give me your top 3 Christmas movies.
Of course, I always like Christmas Vacation, National Lampoon's.
Oh, that's number 1 right there. Yeah.
That's a top one. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I also like Christmas in Handcuffs, and I know you guys make fun of me, but I like that one.
Stockholm Syndrome for Christmas.
Mm-hmm. What's the other one that I like? I mean, I like Home Alone. Christmas Story used to be one of my top favorites, but then they played it so much that I kind of got burnt out on it, so I haven't watched it for a few years. I'd probably be willing to watch it again. I don't know. Oh, there's one that's what's it called? It starts with an A. All for no. I've never seen Die Hard, I don't think. I've seen clips of it, but I've never seen the whole show.
Oh,
so maybe I should watch it.
Guess what we're doing?
I guess we're gonna watch Die Hard.
Oh yeah, right now that's our show tonight. It's gonna be a live interactive viewing of Die Hard.
What's but we should do that sometimes. I said there's one. It starts with an A, and it's got like Jude Law, Kate Winslet. I think what's her name from Something About Mary? What's that actress? Blonde hair.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called. It's it starts with. I feel like it starts with an A. Now I'm gonna have to research it. Hang on a second.
All right. So mine, while you're researching your number 3, Christmas Vacation, is definitely a number 1. Elf is a nice one in there. That's an enjoyable movie to watch.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
The kids hate it, but I think it's enjoyable.
I was thinking of The Holiday, but that's not. I don't think that's the one I wanted to say. But go ahead.
Okay, I will continue.
But I do like that one.
Third one Let me think here. Bad Santa's a good one.
Oh, I like that too. I like Bad Santa. We've never, okay, I'm looking up like Christmas movies. Oh, it's giving me a lot of comedies. That's not what, but I like comedy Christmas movies.
So,
yeah.
Now we got that list. What is a movie that you think we could live without seeing? A Christmas movie that people are always like, oh, you got to watch that. But you're just kind of like, I can go without. I can think of one. It's the old version, the old one.
White Christmas?
No.
Nightmare, or not Nightmare. Miracle on 34th Street?
No. Similar to that, though. It's the one where he's going to jump off a bridge and the angel comes down.
Oh, yeah. That's not White. No, that's not White Christmas. That's, wow. Who's in it?
Oh, Jimmy Stewart.
Yeah, classic.
Oh, Christmas. What the hell is the name of it? I know it's a classic, and everyone's like, "Oh, you have to watch it." And I'm just like, I can go without.
I also like Christmas at the Cranks. That's another one.
That's a good one. Like. Yeah.
I think you're thinking of. Oh, wait, I think that's a picture of it. Hang on.
Come on.
There's some old ones that we haven't seen. Scrooged is a good one.
Yeah, Scrooged is a good one.
The original one. Okay, got Miracle on 34th. Oh, It's a Wonderful Life.
It's
that's
a Wonderful
what you're thinking
Life.
of.
Yes, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can live without that one. And I know that's going to bring a lot of people.
People might be like, I'll give them even more one to get scorned for. Polar Express.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that one, that had a good peak there, and then it was just like, I can do without.
Yeah, I can do that one. It's cute, I guess, but yeah.
Yeah, it's something to go out. How about TV shows? What's one TV show you have to watch? One of the classics. One of the classic ones.
What do you mean? What do you
Behind Us, Rudolph, or
oh, I love the old-fashioned ones. Do they show those anymore? They used to show it with the little clay animations. I like those because they're just so nostalgic for me.
Yeah. Rudolph's always a cute one to watch.
Yeah. I think any of those. Frosty was a good one.
Frosty was.
That's another movie that with Michael Keaton. I like that movie too.
Peanuts,
where he's
that's always a classic one.
The Peanuts is a good one. Yeah. Those are cute.
Gets a little religious in there, but whatever. Can't hold that against him. But is there any Christmas show that everyone's like, you got to watch? And you're like, I'm all right if I miss it.
I'll probably watch any Christmas show. That's the only like really strong, fond memories I have consistently with my family. So yeah, I'm pretty much going to watch.
I'm surprised they let you watch them. Probably the dentist was a demon.
Was he? Oh, the Misfit toys, that one?
Yeah. Yeah, that's Rudolph. Yeah, I went to Misfit Toys.
Yeah, but they were good, weren't they?
Yeah,
I mean, the Misfit toys were kind of like...
I'm just being that guy saying you're uber.
Sheltered.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's move past that and let's do a game. And this one's going to be a tough one for you, but I need you to get into your creative side.
Okay.
Because at this time of year, there's a lot of casseroles, potluck style dining. Show up at the family and you bring your dishes.
Okay.
So we need to create dishes that might have alternate definitions in the Urban Dictionary.
What? Like inappropriate names?
Like Uncle Bob's bringing his slippery noodle casserole.
I don't want to do this one. Stop with these weird things. They're so cringy. I do not like this stuff, and you know it. I don't want to talk about Uncle Bob's slippery noodles.
It's slippery noodle casserole. It's buttered noodles in a garlic sauce.
Who's bringing that to Thanksgiving?
Who would? You used to make your grandma's noodles for holiday festivities.
Yeah, because they would put those on mashed potatoes and stuff. Yeah, I did used to make those.
Yeah.
Grandma always made those around then. But that's different.
Grandma's slippery noodle.
Slippery noodle is better than Bob's slippery noodle. That's all I got to say.
Well, what about Grandma's secret wiggle salad?
What the fuck are you saying right now?
It's her Jell-O
I'm grossed
mold.
out.
It's her Jell-O mold.
Dan. You done? Are you done?
No.
Okay.
Do you have any you can bring up? You gotta suggest.
No, because I don't like these kinds of things. So I will not come up with some. That's what I'll do. Is not do it.
This is how she's gonna be. She's gonna be like,
yes,
I'm taking my ball and I'm going home. I'm not playing anymore. Your stupid game. I'm going to
do what. I'm going to be me, and I don't like this kind of stuff.
What if we were hosting a dinner and one of your sisters brought over the double whipped delight?
So, okay, double whipped delight. I wouldn't read into it. You would.
Your brother would bring over the vanilla thunder surprise.
Dan, stop with these phrases. They're stupid. I don't like it. You used ChatGPT. I know you did.
I did.
And it sucks.
Why you got to be so negative towards me?
I don't like. I'm not. It's not towards you. It's towards ChatGPT.
Well, I guess you're not going to get a scoop with the cheesy stuff situation.
Nobody would come and say, I made some cheesy stuff situation. If they did, nobody would eat it. Especially if Uncle Bob brought it. Like, nasty. I got some cheesy stuff situation.
I got a cheesy stuff situation. You
literally have an Uncle Bob, and I would not eat anything that he made, especially a cheesy stuffed situation. Dear God.
Fine. If you don't want to play the game, then we'll just get into our story.
I don't like that game.
I don't like that game. I'm not playing your game.
I'm sorry. I'm good. I don't have to play a game I don't like. I've learned that.
Is that the rules? Is that the rules we're going to have now? Okay, I'll remember that rule.
I don't have to play a game I don't like.
And this is
you have to play a game, even if you don't like it.
So
and I clarified.
I'm going to clip this. You'll never listen to it. I'll clip this part, and I'll just play it again. I don't have to play this game. I'll be like, Well,
I don't. Okay, on family night, when we play games with the kids, I don't make the kids play the game if they don't want to play it, right?
Mm.
So why am I having to play a game I don't like?
Because you're half the show.
Pick games that I would. Okay, well then pick games that I would like. Stop doing cringe just because you like it. There's things we both like. Cringe isn't one of them.
You love cringe.
You love cringe.
You love cringe.
You like to make people feel really uncomfortable, and you just think it's funny, and I do not like it. I am the one that's trying to make them feel comfortable, and you're coming along making them feel uncomfortable.
That's
so we
what
have this
eye contact's for.
Weird dynamic. Eye contact.
You hold the big old plate, and you're like, here's my cheesy stuff situation, and you just stare straight into their eyes.
Yeah, no, please don't do that.
This is why I'm not invited to family things anymore.
You are invited to. Stop acting like you're not.
I've disinvited myself. I can't be trusted. But speaking of family things, let's talk about this week. At least start off here, because that's kind of been a topic of our lives since our last recording. Just dealing with gatherings and dealing with these family gatherings that we want to go to, and trying to understand our own position in things. And really honestly self-reflect and looking, are we doing the right thing? Are we in the wrong? Are we causing issues?
Okay. So some of the things we've been talking about this week.
Yeah, like I just said.
Okay.
This is kind of what we do in our podcast now. We just kind of talk about the stuff we've had conversations over last week and expand it out. Seeing if other people can associate and
relate,
but
also and also just showing people who maybe are very new to deconstruction what it might look like as we learn and continue to grow and change, and our minds change, and our everything changes when you start to deconstruct, really. So you have to learn how to do things differently.
So any thoughts on that before I get into it anymore?
Well, ask me a specific question and maybe I'll have a thought. No thoughts.
All right, no thoughts.
Let's just start.
It's just a Wild West. Woo-hoo. So in our situation, we used to host a lot of events at our house. And at COVID, we were supposed to host Thanksgiving, but at that time in our city, it was shut down. There was it was a mandatory 6 people or less type thing, no gatherings and all that because there's another flare up. So we didn't do it. And of course, some family understood, some didn't. It was a great hoax. This was nonsense. We have to, it's one of them things where it was all right up until the point it started affecting people and their plans.
Yeah.
So now it's not good. And I think that was a lot of COVID was, we can wait a minute. This is affecting me. No, I ain't going to do it. So we stopped. And then after that, we just kind of stopped doing it all together. And we had our reasons why. I don't know if we want to get into it a whole lot, but it was part of what we were discussing last week. And you can jump in any second now and start elaborating where you want.
No, I just like to see you just dig yourself down into this little hole. I don't know. It changed for sure I think for me, I can't quite remember all the reasonings, and I remember there was lots of conversations around that. And we still will go to family things. We're not saying we don't go to them. We're saying we don't really host a whole lot of just family. Like if we have events, it's a lot of times friends, and family is invited a lot of times too. Yeah. But it's mostly those who are chosen family, right? Mm-hmm. But I think some of the reasons, or one of the reasons we did it, was we were hosting all the time. Pretty much. And I have a very large family. Like I am one of 8 kids. So there's a lot of us, and we all are married or have children. Yeah. Or married and have children, right?
We were having over 40 people at our house for these events. And it was Thanksgiving.
We don't have a very big house.
Yeah. And the weather wasn't always cooperative. So sometimes it would be windy and in the 20s. So you couldn't do anything outside. Yeah. So everything had to be smashed inside. And it just got cramped and crowded, and
which I didn't mind. I actually enjoyed it. I didn't mind that, and I didn't mind that we provided a lot of this stuff. I didn't mind that I like entertaining with people that I really like. I don't necessarily like doing it when we're doing like a party where it's like graduation parties where there's just lots of different people coming and some, kind of, and you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Those aren't particularly my favorite, but I do like hosting things with people I really like. Yeah. Right. And I love my family, and I used to think that I fit with them kind of. And I think for me, one of the biggest things was as we began to deconstruct, they started treating us differently. Like now we're all of a sudden on the outside and I guess to me, It's like when you show your colors of who you are in the moment, that you are a person that I'm not safe to be myself with. Well, then I don't want to have a party where you're at. It's not, that's probably it. Just saying that out loud. It is that I like to have parties when it's people I really like around that I know really well. But not so much where I have to feel like I have to wear a mask. So I think it began to take a lot more energy, not just because we were being treated a certain way.
And the whole mask thing, it was for protection. You're putting that on because...
Yes. It's not because you wanted to trick people.
Yeah, you didn't feel safe. It was used as ammo against you a lot of times. And it wasn't necessarily what you'd say or do. It was their interpretation of what you say and do. And then there's plenty of times where it's like, no, that's not what I'm saying. It was like, oh, no, this is what you said. It's like, no, them were the exact words I said, but that's not what I was saying. But, you're interpreting, you're putting a different meaning into what I was saying type thing. And now that just builds this environment of anxiety, and it's not safe because these people want to twist and manipulate. So then you got to put up stuff. You have to constantly, you're guarded in everything you say. And it does. It just sucks a lot of energy out of you because you don't feel safe. You feel like anything can be weaponized against you at any time. And it's making it seem like it was a horrible thing. And at first it wasn't, like, damaging or slanderous. It was, there's some comments that were easy, but recently it's gotten more and more severe. The stuff that we have to protect
from.
There's a lot of... Yeah. Oh, because there's actual people that want to cause damage and harm.
They don't even though you want good for them, they don't want good for you.
Yeah.
And even though you don't really want them in your life the way they're acting, you still want good for them.
Yeah.
But not everybody thinks that way. Some people don't want good for you. They want you to pay it because they think you've done them wrong, or whatever, just because you don't agree with them. Yeah.
So you have that where it's putting masks on, and it got us talking here last week. So to get out of the past and into the future, we had events coming up. We had other events planned for Thanksgiving, and we were invited to something on a Saturday, and we were already predisposed for something else so we were unable to attend. And it started clicking with you on, oh, geez, kind of looks bad. It looks like we're avoiding. It looks like, and I can see where that can come from, but it just simply isn't the case. It's the thought process behind it was, we're given these because these other individuals are uncomfortable around us too. It causes them to put on masks because, it's one of them things. Well, they're doing this to us, so they're going to feel like we're going to do it back to them. So we got to be careful on what we say, what we do, how we treat and talk and blah, blah, blah. So one of our thoughts on it was, well, we'll let these individuals enjoy themselves without having the anxiety of us being present. So they're not constantly on guard either. Let them enjoy the situation. We had something else we could do. So we chose to do that. And that was part of it. Anytime
well, I'm trying to see where this is going. What are we trying to... Well, I guess we're sharing our experience of... Yeah. I guess now we're reevaluating. This week, at least, I've been kind of reevaluating because there are times that I don't want to go to certain areas where I think I might run into some of these people, right?
Yeah.
And why? Because I think I was wrong? No. Do I think they're evil? No. I guess in a way it's anxiety. I'm trying to avoid any conflict because now I have programs that are associated with a lot of conflict with these people, certain people. But I've also been thinking about it, and I'm not going to let them make my life smaller out of anxiety because I'm afraid of running into them. So to me, like, there's a place for cutting people out or avoiding. I don't think it should ever be permanent, or it might end up being permanent, but I don't think you should say in your head it will never happen again, because I don't think that's healthy. People change, but I don't know. To me, this week, what I've been thinking is, first I wanted to know, I kind of had to go back and say, like, how did we get where we are?
Yeah.
And what were the decisions we were making? Would we make the same ones? I don't know. We've grown, we've changed, but also I still feel like the decisions that caused it, I would still make those same decisions if the situations were the same, right? But what I'm not going to do is run and hide. I'm not going to avoid. If they run into me, they run into me, and we'll deal with it there. I'm not going to try to cause conflict, but I guess I just didn't know exactly where you were going with, and when you're sharing this, like, what are you wanting to, I don't know, what's the objective?
There is never any objective. We're just discussing things.
Okay.
It's kind of how we got to this point, because there's this, either way, I don't think is a wrong decision. If you want to completely avoid, there's understandability
I don't think so
that.
Either.
Because there's, and I can understand.
And I was doing that, and it worked. But I'm still allowing myself to change my mind at this point. Not to say that what I was doing is wrong, but that I'm ready to change. Yeah. I'm ready for a change in it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's something that's different in deconstruction than what we had in Christianity. Because Christianity, there was one way of doing everything, and that was just, you don't change from it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And now I can do the exact opposite, go to the things that I want to, and not worry whether they are there or not. Because I can handle it. But I needed to get a little more strength to be able to do that. So if I was going to try to do it because I feel like that's the right thing, you can't withdraw and you can't stay away. Well, if I'm not ready for that, that would be a very bad move for me, because I would be putting myself in fight flight and maybe not mature enough to handle it. You know what I'm saying? Until I'm ready to. And now I'm just feeling like a little bit more like that has made my life smaller in some ways, especially when it regards to my family. And I'm just like, I'm not going to let that happen. I'm not going to cower to religious mindset. True, I'm not going to go and try to beat it up, and I'm not going to go and say I'm the boss and I'm right and you're wrong. I'm not going to do that, but I'm not going to like dwindle my light because they don't like it.
And I think kind of this journey that we've gone on is kind of a good example of what time can do, because initially we were like, this is dangerous. We have to protect ourselves from some of these environments.
And that was the move to make.
And some of the environments are still pretty dangerous.
Because there are some things I'm not going to get close to certain people for sure. Yeah.
Danger, watch out. So we still have to understand that, but over time we start seeing what kind of develops and what we see came out of it. So you started seeing, I think some of it was you were kind of feeling nostalgic because this was these holidays coming up, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and all that, were the only time you and your family experienced peace and happiness.
And joy. Yeah. A lot of joy. And
you got joy.
Yeah, and peace. Even though we would there was sometimes fights during these times, but to me, like it was a fight, like, a clash of personalities, and those I can handle. It wasn't, we're not talking to you because you don't believe it. Like it was just normal family conflict.
Yeah. But you had this nostalgia for that, but it was hidden behind the shield of faith.
Yeah.
And when you stepped out of it, you started seeing some of the pimples and warts and everything else that the faith puts, and it's exposed to you right now. So you're starting to see some other characteristics of yourself, other individuals, everyone around. It's like, ooh, okay.
How those who are clinging to the faith over love, they're clinging to law, in my opinion, the law of whatever they think the Bible's laws are, they're clinging to that over love, and it's ugly. I don't like it. But yeah, that's the thing that got exposed. Because I can deal with a different personality. I can deal with a person that says I'm wrong. I can have conversations, and we've always have. It's just when it comes to the faith, it's like being treated like an outsider. It sucks. It really does. But I know, I guess, because my belief now is that we are all connected. We're all one. I'm not outside of anything.
Yeah.
So I feel like I shouldn't hide. I shouldn't be, in fear. I'm not saying I'm going to go up and tell them my secrets or, tell them my whole life, because I don't trust these certain people, because they have proven that they're not trustworthy at this point.
Yeah.
And so I won't do that, but I still love them. And I'd love to hear how their lives are going and just goof around with them. But yeah, I do miss that, but it's different now.
Oh yeah. Because the fantasy is gone. You saw some true characteristics that didn't line up with the faith teachings that you knew of either. And that you kind of knew some of it before you left the faith. You're like, well, they do this, and that's not really Christ-like, but, they're saved. But now you see a lot of it, and you're like, there's a lot of stuff on here that's not what the Bible would be teaching that's going on.
No, but they are positive they have the Bible right.
Yeah.
I just listen to the Bible. That's all I follow. And I'm like, you're following your interpretation, but whatever. And I don't say anything. I'm just like, okay, but in my head, I am like, okay, you're, so there's I don't like to talk about that kind of stuff with them at all.
Yeah.
And not politics, not religion.
Kind of the biggest thing that's changed, because you're hoping for that nostalgia to be back, but it's not going to be there because too much has been exposed. Yeah. There's too much new understanding of stuff going on. Politics have gotten involved into it to a great deal. And it's like, there's some things that have been said, that have been done, that have affected us, our children, everything else greatly, that it's like, we got to hold that back in here. So that was kind of what was weighing in on this decision of, all right, we can separate for a little while, but now you come back to the point of, well, you know what? I got an armor on now. I can battle some of these fights. I know how to protect myself. I know what to look out for. I'm more prepared mentally and emotionally to go into this. So, all right.
And then in this case, because this is what I'm feeling right now, but I still would have to test that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel stronger, but there's also days that I won't be stronger. Let's say I'm on my period or something, you know what I'm saying? Or like where my emotions are a little more, I am in perimenopause. My emotions might be my hormones might be kind of all over the place, which will affect things. If I go hungry, or if I'm tired, or if I'm stressed, like all that I have to pay attention to all those things going into a situation like this, where my nervous system will be at heightened. It's going to be scanning constantly, listening, you know what I'm saying? It's trying to protect you. It's like, hey, we remember what happened with these individuals, or these faces are familiar for these kinds of things. Like, please don't let that happen again. And so I have to protect myself, and I'll protect my kids and you, and you know what I'm saying? But I think you'll never know how strong you're getting if you don't test it once in a while. And it doesn't mean you go for a whole event. You go for a little while.
Yeah.
You see how much you can handle. Or if you don't feel like this, don't do this. But it is something that you can you get stronger as you test something, right? or you see where the weaknesses are, and then you stay curious. You don't say, oh, I'm so weak. No, you go, okay, I'm not quite strong enough there. All right, I'll work on that, you know?
So. And the thing that kind of gives me a little trepidation is just the fakeness that'll come along with it. So there's been some big events.
From us or them?
Them, because there's been some big events that's happened.
Yes.
And they're going to treat it like, oh, everything's hunky-dory. Nothing ever happened. We're all good. You know, that's kind of how both of our families.
And so I can tell I can tell when I said, hey, we should just go, that you have some, you're not quite settled with that. Like it feels uncomfortable to you.
It does, because, I mean, even though I'm a master of staying on the surface and not talking about anything, outright fraudulence and fakeness, you know,
irritates
me when you don't want to acknowledge, at least, you know, acknowledge that there is some uncomfortable feelings going on because of actions and things that have gone on. Don't sit here and blow smoke up my ass and pretend like,
I wouldn't like that.
Nothing happened. But that's,
I hate it when people act like nothing has happened. Like,
but that's what it's going to be. You know, it's going to be, oh, come on in here, let's tell some jokes and laugh at the old. It's like, okay, I get that, but do you not understand that some things have been done?
Which feels like you're kind of betraying yourself a little bit.
Yeah. You're not, you know, you're just kind of like, God, should I call this out or not? Everyone's having a good time, and I can really take a dump in the punch bowl right now and call this out. And then
obviously that wouldn't be the time during a holiday celebration. It's probably not the time to do that.
But it's tough sometimes to.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. And that's something I would have to consider too, because, you know, I can be quick to jump on something. You know what I'm saying? I need to consider. I need to consider how that will feel and if that's something we even want to do. Because you're right, there would be a lot of fakeness. I don't think certain people would talk to us at all. I think people would avoid us.
And that's not the ones I'm talking about either. I'm talking about the other situations going on where they would just be like, oh, yeah, nothing happened. As we're sitting in the middle of the major decision. I would struggle
to not bring up something there. Yeah.
As you're in the middle of the location of that situation.
Yeah, that's true. I know we're being really vague to listeners.
Yeah, we just want
to. It's family issues, and we don't know who listens, honestly. And we're not trying to
It's relatable because people are going to have issues with people that they're just going to want to skate past it, not address it, be like, oh, everything's great. And then everyone's got to pretend like everything's great.
Yeah. What is that called when people do that? Because I don't like that either, because there's not real resolution. It's just, we just move on. And my family does do that big time. Your family does it too.
Yeah, you just gloss over it. Or it's just
like, let's just pretend like it didn't happen and go back to normal. And it stays under the surface for people, especially someone who is hurt.
Yeah.
It'll stay under the surface. And if they don't deal with it, and even the person who did the harm doesn't learn from it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And the person who's hurt doesn't learn from it. Mm-hmm. Like, hey, this isn't okay. That's interesting, because I don't think you want to put yourself in a situation where you have to be fake.
Now I got her rethinking her rethinks.
You got me rethinking it. I don't know. I guess my biggest thing that I'm thinking right now is that there are things and there are places that I tend to maybe avoid a little bit more because of anxiety of running into somebody, you know, that I don't want to see. And I've gotten to the point where I'm just like, that's not right or fair. I'm not going to live my life doing that.
Yeah.
But in this situation, where you're forcing yourself to be in close proximity with people, maybe that's a whole different thing that I would have to rethink. Especially when it's easy to say that though. I feel like they're not growing, they're not maturing, there's no more self-awareness, but I can't know that for sure.
But
if I don't ever find out.
We did it for years because we knew these people were talking about us behind our backs. We heard different things that would leak out and be like, they said what? And then we're having an event.
This stuff was still talking. Yeah, it's just still talk going on.
You know, whether it be even a birthday though we think, oh, it's fine, a wedding or a holiday, and it would be in the back of my mind of this is what they think about me, but now they're trying to tell me, they're trying to be all chummy and buddy with me, and like, how fake and pretentious can you be? You know, to sit here and say this behind my back. And is that truly how you feel? Because that's what you're saying when I'm not around. Then you're putting on this whole show for me right here to make it seem like, oh, be relaxed with me and you can share with me and tell me whatever. And it's like, I just don't. I
wonder if no, I agree with you. And I don't like that. Like I'd probably say something, and would it be inappropriate to say something? I mean, there's tactful ways of saying things. And maybe you could, even in those situations, just basically say something's very on point and walk away. You know what I'm saying? Is that something that's possible? It is possible, but I don't know. Like, it is. And I don't want to make a bigger mess of relationships than there already is. I don't want to cause more doing that problems.
Is just you're taking the grenade and just rolling it into the room and then walking out. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I'm not saying like to say something that blow it up, but actually to say something that might hit it, but it just doesn't work.
No, because that's going to blow it up, especially because your family is very emotional and expressive.
They're expressive. That's the right word, because everybody's emotional. Yes, they're expressive.
So you do something like that, and you're gonna see the steam come out their ears and and here
what's coming up, the steam coming out of the top of their head?
Yeah.
Or a horn.
It's a little mushroom cloud thing that comes out. So, you know, that'd be tough for you to do, and that to just sit there and be like,
okay, and part of the
dropped a couple grenades every now. I've seen you do.
I know I have. That's when I get to my point where I'm just like, I can't handle the fakeness anymore. You know what I'm saying? I get to a point where I cannot stand it, and I just want to get the ball rolling. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. I'm the person that will bring up the elephant in the room. I don't care. Like, I'm just so. I don't want to ruin. That's another that just goes back to why we've made the decision to not go to some things before, or to allow other plans to take precedence over other things that I used to probably would have flipped it around, you know? And I think that's because they will have a good time without us there. And I don't want to ruin anybody's good time. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. What's funny about that, though, is, you know, how those who have deconstructed, like, as much as we have, not just surface deconstruction, but like really deconstructing, like, you know, we know there's a lot of things still we have to deconstruct, but we just know that we've been programmed by, you know, patriarchy, colonialism, you know, Christianity, all these things kind of combined together, capitalism. So we're really deconstructing a lot of stuff. And I think what's interesting to me is to watch people who claim to be Christians and supposed to be known by their love, right? And they just so quickly think such evil things about us. And yet we know things about people that nobody else really knows that would be disgraceful to be found out. And we don't say anything because we really do not want to hurt people. Our goal is not to like shame people. We want to expose something if somebody's taking advantage of somebody else. Yeah. You know, but and we're the ones that they would say, you're not a Christian. And yet that's more loving. To me, that's more Christ-like than just liking somebody because they believe the same things as you.
Yeah.
And when they don't, you don't like them anymore. You know what I'm saying? Or you treat them like an outsider. And I just don't think that's at all what Jesus was doing. But they claim Jesus and they can keep their white Jesus.
Keep your white Jesus. I'll keep my Santa Claus.
With his 3 fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Or 3 fingers and a thumb.
So I think it's a tough situation. I think a lot of people find themselves in that situation where, they've been hurt. They yearn for some of the nostalgia, the naivete of what life used to be, of everything was so glorious and great, but it's like that was before a lot of shit got exposed. And a lot of shit got exposed because chaos was caused because of whatever it may be. And in this case, and in a lot of people's cases that are listening to us, was deconstruction. It caused a lot of chaos. It shook up people's thoughts. It shook their beliefs. They see it as a direct attack on their own identity because their whole identity is the faith. That's what they're living by.
That's
especially
their core, yeah.
Well, your family was that way. Evangelicalism was that way. My family being Catholic, their identity isn't their faith.
No.
It's other superficial bullshit that's their identity. But in the evangelical world, that was their identity. Hi, I'm Dan, and I'm a Christian. Nice to meet me.
Well, yeah, like first and foremost, like we had the saying, like God first, then your family, then your work or whatever, right? And I don't know, as Catholics, church. Did you have that?
No, it was God, church, family.
God was combined with church, I think.
You could break it off. God, church, ministry. Pastors would like to break it off, so they knew that they were number 2.
No.
Let's separate this out and let you know where we're at. You focus on this, then you focus on us, and then you can focus on your own family.
Yeah, remember how they used to say, if the church doors are open, you should be there. Do you remember that phrase being said so much? And it's like, do you realize people work? Like, this is your job. Am I expecting you to be at my job when the doors are open? It's just like, it's crazy to say that to people.
Yeah.
If the church doors are open, you should be there. So you got to be at every event. So stupid. Anyways.
Yep. So, anyways, kind of back to the thing. There was the nostalgia of all that. Some people are going to yearn for that because that was a happy time, especially if you're in the middle of deconstructing and in the stinky parts of it. That was a happy time. It's like, I could go back. Don't do it because that's not. You saw what really the character is. I think there's sayings out there, and I can't think of any exact ones of you don't know someone's true character until it's tested. Everyone's a hero until the bullets start flying.
Well, it's the same with faith.
Yeah.
If it's tested and it just doesn't stand up to it, that's what causes deconstruction.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That faith is built. And so that's why a lot of times we're coming from evangelicalism, you test it and they don't like that it sees it, they see it fall apart. So instead they just got to be mad at you and push you away because otherwise they're faced with the view that their faith is kind of weak. Yeah.
So there's a lot of, just that nostalgia going back to it. And it's not real. It's fake. What you've seen after that and the true character that developed and came from the tests and tribulations and the shake-up and the chaos, that's the true character, the true merit of the individual. That's who they really are. And they expose themselves. Because
I don't know that I would say that's who they really are. I would say that's who they are with that faith.
Well, currently, yeah.
Yeah, they're so indoctrinated that they will choose their faith over relationship with you. They will choose faith over love. And isn't that the scripture where it says now these 3 remain, faith, hope, and love, and the greatest of these is love? So, but they're choosing faith over love. And you should choose love first. It's the greatest thing.
Yeah.
So that should be the first.
They're
but they don't do
literally
that.
And saying, no, faith is first, then hope, in Christ and his return, and then we can love.
I mean, maybe that. I mean,
and then they take a pencil and cross off the rest of it. Like faith, hope, then love. That's what we're doing. So yeah, I mean, so it's tough to come back to it when you've seen some of these ugly faces rear up, because you saw some true character be exposed,
mm-hmm.
and you saw some damage. And so I think a lot of individuals are going to can associate with, my name's been dragged through the mud. Because you hear that stuff. You hear it from other people, because no matter how Christian your family is, one of the best things in Christendom is gossip, and interfamily gossip.
Yeah.
With people talking to people like, oh, you know what they're saying about you. And it's funny because, like at work, when someone comes up to me and is like, you know what they're saying about you, I'm like, okay, yeah, okay, you're telling me all this. So what are you saying about me behind my back? Because
that you were involved in this conversation too, that they had.
That your willingness to come here and say all this stuff means you're probably willing to go out and say it about anyone else too, including myself.
Yeah.
And you hear that, that guy was saying this shit about me. All right. Same thing happens in the family.
If someone is talking to you about others and in a slanderous way, there's a difference, I think, and maybe there's not, but I guess in my mind, there's a difference between like someone talking about this has been said about this situation and when they're involved. You know what I'm saying? Slander is the problem I have. When you're taking someone's character and saying they're just like bad people, they're bad, I don't know. I don't like doing that, and I won't even do it for MAGA. I won't say that they're like bad at the core, because I don't think they are. I think they've been indoctrinated, and so they're just confused. They're deceived, even though I think they'd rather than admit that they've been deceived, they will just believe a lie intentionally on purpose, because they're so scared of saying they were deceived. That seems like the worst thing, right? I don't know why, but because I think sometimes they figure out like, oh, this isn't good, but they'll still dig in their heels.
It's the same thing as the faith, is that so much of their identity is tied into this.
Yes. Yeah. You're
now
right.
My whole identity's wrong.
And I would have to like say that. And that takes so much courage and vulnerability. And that's very hard.
That's deconstruction.
It is. It is. And people think vulnerability is like weakness in it. No, it takes so much strength to be vulnerable. It is a hard thing to do. That's why a lot of people will not do it. They don't go there. But they'll think they're so strong. And I'm like, if you can't be vulnerable, like that's, first of all, you got to have a trustworthy space to do that. But then you got to take the courage to do it, right? So I think labeling people isn't going to help, but I think what's happening is they're slandering. Christians are very good at it. No, not just Christians, but in Christianity, gossip is pretty big. And there is a saying that if they're talking with you about somebody else, they're talking about you to somebody else. And I'm actually okay with that. I actually have gotten to the point where I think it's part of human nature where people talk about people. And it doesn't bother me that much. Like somebody might not like something I do and they may talk about it. I don't fucking care. Because you could talk about whatever you want. I just then have to keep in mind when I'm talking to them, what I tell them. You see what I'm saying? Because but to think that to get mad at people because people talk, I've just kind of grown past that. I used to get mad at that, but I'm just like, gossip is kind of a part of humanness in a way. Like that is what people do. I do feel like anything I say behind somebody's back about them is something I would say straight to their face. I try to only say the things I would say to their face.
And there's a difference.
So I'm not making up stories or slandering people, but it's nothing I would say to their face.
Some of the stuff that's been said about us has been made up.
Oh yeah.
Or falsely
and it's stuff
implied.
That's like terrible things that people probably would never say to our face. But I think if you're going to say it behind someone's back, you should be willing to say it to their face. And it better be true. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or
exactly.
at least how you maybe perceive it to be true and be willing to have them expose it as wrong. That's possible too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think taking someone's character and just making up things. Now you can base it on works. Like I have, my oldest sister is the one that kind of taught me that. And it took me a long time to get that, like, because in Christianity, I was taught to like listen for their words, I believe in Jesus. Oh, okay. Then I can hang out with you and and instead it's like, watch their actions. Their words are not going to be, watch what they do. That's what's more important. And so to me, that's how you could see if someone was actually following the teachings of Jesus, even though that was almost frowned upon. In Christianity, there was something in evangelical Christianity where following the teachings of Jesus was less than worshiping Jesus. Even though Jesus never said worship him. But if you say, I follow Jesus' teachings, they would be like, well, that's not enough. And it's like, because they would say you have to believe a certain set of things, right?
Yeah.
So then it becomes down to words, because you don't know what someone believes unless they just tell you, right? But actually they act on it. So if they're supposed to be known by their love, well, then they should be doing very loving things. They should not insist on their own way. They should not puff themselves up. They should be kind. They should be patient. They should, not keep a record of wrongs. But that's exactly the opposite of what we have seen. And so it is wise, I think, to pull back and take a closer look at what, and then maybe you don't go to those things. Now I'm kind of like thinking that I would have to sit and rethink some of those things. But I guess my main points on this whole thing would be, don't let people make your world smaller. But also make your decisions that are healthiest for you, and nothing is set in stone. You're going to grow, you're going to change. And if you feel strong enough and you want to test it, do it. And then if you feel like, oh, you learned something from that and you're not quite strong enough, or you don't like it at all, it's okay. Like, nothing is set in stone. It's not like in Christianity where you have to go. That's your mom and your dad, or that's your family. You have to, no. I don't think any of that's necessary.
Yeah, I think first and foremost, you got to protect yourself, and you got to understand where you're at. And that takes a lot of self-reflection. How strong am I in this? Can I handle these challenges? Can I handle these whatever's going to be thrown my way? Because it could get really emotional and difficult. And do I want to have a breakdown in front of the family again?
Well, and for people who are new to this, I mean, gosh, we've been deconstructing for 13 years now. Yeah, almost 14 years. And at first we thought, oh, we can have different beliefs. And then we will quickly realize, no, you can't. And there was a lot of turmoil that happened at the very beginning. And then it kind of like they treat us like outsiders, but some people treat us like just very neutral. Some people we've developed really loving, much closer relationships because of it. And then there's a lot of them that are just very different. They're just different relationships. They act like nothing happened. And, we just have to deal with that. But it's taken us, we've been doing this for that long. And I'm just now getting to the point where I'm like, I don't want to live smaller. I don't want to avoid you. I don't care that we have different beliefs. I'm not going to run away. If you want to run away, that's up to you. I'm not going to chase you, but I'm also going to go to the things I want to go to. If I want to go, I'm going to go.
Yeah.
And if I feel like I'm not having a good time, I'm going to leave. But if I'm having a good time, I'm going to stay. And I'm not going to let you dictate how I live my life. I'm not going to avoid things because I'm afraid of you, because I'm not afraid of you. You see what I'm saying? Whereas I was a little more afraid. There was a little more anxiety, and I think I've worked through a lot of that. It's not complete, and it may flare up again in places, but I don't know. That's just my thoughts.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Just, know where you're at, control your world, and how big you want to make it. Don't let other people dictate how big your world's going to be.
And if it needs to be really small for a little while, that's okay too.
Yeah. So that's kind of what we've been dealing with this week, debating this topic and still debating it, talking it, trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
So take it for what it's worth. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. But if you are listening on YouTube, put it over Santa's head today, then give us a like, follow, and subscribe. We'd appreciate that greatly. If you got a moment, leave us a comment down there too. We love reading comments and seeing what you guys are all up to. And if you're listening on a podcast streamer, go ahead and give us 5 stars. We appreciate that greatly. And if you got a moment, leave us a comment. Both them things help push us on the algorithm. Don't know why, just does. So if you could do that for us, we'd appreciate it greatly. And then go down below. We got links to all our stuff down there, dannycan.com and a couple other things. So if you want more about what we're doing, get in there and click away on all that stuff down below. But other than that, you get to control the size of your world. So decide how big or small you want it, what works best for you, what's going to keep you sane and happy. So,
I mean, really, yeah.
All right.
You gotta put yourself first for the first time.
Yeah.
And it's not selfish.
No.
It's not selfish at all. So
it makes the world better. So
if that's the only way, if everybody puts themselves first, that's the only way everybody's first in somebody's life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't put yourself first, it's likely that nobody else will put you first either.
Yeah.
So just do that. And it doesn't mean be selfish and take and hoard for yourself. It just means consider your own feelings and then discuss others. But do consider others too. You will. So,
you will when he's doing that. So perfect. Yeah. So, all right, that's all we got for you. So enjoy 15 days out. Be getting ready, folks. All right. We'll see you next time.
Right.
Bye. Bye.